Yo, morning. I don't know if the mic is clear and if it's working now because I've been having a little bit of an issue with it. Just wanted to run a quick test. If you can hear me, let me know. But yeah, Happy New Year. Happy New Year. Okay, so the mic should be working. Everything should be good. I think we can just start. There isn't too much else to do as an introduction. But yeah, cool. Anyway, so yeah, what are you guys seeing? Feels like it's been ages since I've done anything like something like this. I think my last live stream was all the way back in November, so it's feels weird. How are you guys doing? Let's start there. Let's actually just calm down. We'll ease our way in back into the charts. But yeah, how are you guys doing? How was your holidays? How's everything? Okay. I wonder if Neil is here. If you're here, man, just send a message through on the chat. Happy New Year, man. Why you saying, man? You're right here. I don't know what the problem is. Anyway, how are you guys? I'm trying to get everything else sorted here in the background. There's already 8 people in the stream. That's cool. A little bit unexpected, but cool. So I'm trying to get to 420 subs by the end of the day. I know that sounds a bit weird. Like, why 420? Don't ask too many questions. Just leave it. Just click on the subscribe button on your way in. Leave a like. Of course, you don't have to like the video. Just leave a like as you step in. I appreciate all of you. So today I'm looking for the dollar. I'm looking at the dollar majors. I'm looking at EU and GU, and I'll also be looking at gold today. But yeah, primarily the dollar majors, of course. If you watched my weekly outlook video, you'd know where I stand with the dollar. Yeah, you'd also know that I'm also bearish on EU and GU. Yeah, exactly. Just like Trader is saying here, you're watching for shorts on EU and GU. I'm also doing the same. I'm also positioning myself for sales on EU and GU. But let's go to EU actually. I think it's a little bit cleaner, and it's something that I've already covered in the weekly outlook. So if you guys remembered on my weekly outlook video, I said that yes, we have this CB over here that's coupled with a mitigation block, this exact line inside of this gap. But I said that I was not looking for that to sell. I said I was gonna look for this specific other block. I even gave an example of why I prefer that other block. I gave a trade example. I think it happened on Nasdaq on a lower time frame though, but it was this exact type of order block, that I wanted. So now that CPI has played out, I'm expecting that yesterday is the high of the week now. I also said to you guys, within that area, this order block area is where I'll be looking for a lower time frame confirmation. So on the 1 hour, for example, we got the confirmation, right? We got a sweep of those equal highs over there, and we displaced lower closing. Like, I mean, if this is CPI and this happened after CPI when there was no news, so tell me which side has more significance, like, in your opinion, or just by looking at the charts, of course. It's clearly the downside, right? Like, I mean, if the markets were so willing to fall off and negate completely the move CPI brought us, then I think this order block right here that took liquidity, a very clean liquidity, is significant for lower prices. So in other words, I'm looking to sell from this order block. Right, I'm looking to sell from that order block which you've tapped right now. The first target, of course, would be these equal lows. The reason I'm careful when I'm selling is because, again, we have this order block down here. It's a high probability order block that also took liquidity, so we could see a reaction from it before we continue to clear the sell side liquidity. But I'm not going to highlight this sell side liquidity because it's not as important to me as this one here. This sell side, this level right here is a psychological level. It's exactly 1.01 level. So I'm paying more attention to the 1.01 level than even this. This, I believe, is a higher time frame gap or something. Or it's the top of those. It's the fill of the gap on the daily. Yeah, right there. It's around the consequent encroachment of this weekly gap as well. But I'm looking at the psychological levels for now. So yeah, so I'm also bearish. I'm also bearish on euro and pound. I'm looking at and the structure looks so clean. It looked clean on the way up. It also looks clean on the way down. We have very clear targets that we could hit. So yeah, I'm very excited for today. We have unemployment claims, I believe. We have we have a few red folder news events that could actually take us to our draws on liquidity. But yeah, I see shorts on the majors, on EU, GU, NU, AU. Don't know what you guys see. Don't know if anybody sees any other chart or has any other opinion, or of course wants me to take a look at something else. Alright, I'm back. Seems like it's gonna be a very chill day today, very chilled session as well. I don't think we'll get a lot right now. Probably during New York. Well, definitely during New York we should get something. Even if it's choppy, it's still something. I don't expect much during this session because we don't have any red folder news events, right? Yeah, we don't have any London session news events here. We had GBP's GDP at 2 a.m. But that was it. That was all. Let me share the economic calendar for the rest of the week. Right there. We had 2 a.m. on the pound, the GDP, which didn't do much as you guys saw, but I'll bring it up again in a second. And then, yeah, the rest of the day we have core retail sales month over month and retail sales month over month, as well as unemployment claims, all at 8:30. So that's at the opening of New York kill zone, which is cool. Then tomorrow being Friday, we don't even have much on the economic calendar, but I think tomorrow being Friday we could get some sort of TGIF set up on the indices. Don't know if you guys are watching the stock index futures, so like Nasdaq and ES. I really think the high of the day could be created today on EU during this London session. We've gotten a sweep of this high over there, and now we've gotten a sweep again right now of Asia high, because this was made during Asia, right? So I expect Asia low and sell side liquidity to be next. Those equal those. Yeah, I don't know if you guys share the same view that I share, but yeah, definitely bearish on EU. But of course I wouldn't put all my eggs in one basket, you know. I can't say that I'm bearish and then decide to sell my house and enter shorts on this. I can't say that, but for sure I can give it a shot, right? So like, let's say we entered there, our stop loss at the high of the order block, or even this candlestick high that started the 3 candles on the way down. We could aim for 2R, which is right around here in the by the mean threshold of this order block. But I would say the equal lows is the first target, which is either way you should either consider taking profits for the day if you don't have an account that you can hold over the weekend, right, or over multiple days. Then of course, going through that, we have the order block, as I've already mentioned, as a second target, which is 1.69R. That's cool. Then of course we have sell side liquidity sitting at around 2.7R, right? But my final target, my personal target and long-term target is 1.01, and at 1.01 we're sitting at 4.3R. But yeah, I'm going in for the long run. I'm going in for this because of this wide stop loss. I'm going in for this. If we get entries on the way down, definitely gonna pyramid on that. Definitely gonna pyramid. But yeah, again I ask, what do you guys think? What do you guys see? I'm expecting someone to say no, I don't agree with anything you guys are saying, I completely oppose with your idea, here's what I see. You know, I'm waiting for someone to say that. But everyone is quiet. So let's see, 1.02994. GU looks weak. Oh yeah, I did say I was gonna go to pounds GBP's outcome. Okay, so I have a few things here to say, right? Overall, we are technically weak on GU because if you notice, GU was not even able to take those equal highs that EU took, right? So already we have some sort of SMT that's indicating that GBP is weaker. But at the same time, right, I was looking at this swing low that was made right before CPI. Right there, this swing low right there, that was made right before CPI. My market structure shift was going to happen if and when we broke below that swing low, so that I can confirm a change in the state of delivery because we've closed below this order block, right? And at the same time, we've created a market structure shift. But right now, even after a whole day has passed, well, not 24 hours, but like, you know, a significant number of hours has passed, we still haven't closed below that low. We've just been weakened through it, right? So it made me think based on structure and of course technical analysis. I would rather take EU just because of that. Even though GU is showing me that we're weaker, right? Like, I mean, look at the fact that GU hasn't taken those equal highs. When we check on a daily time frame, GU is even still technically inside of this CB. We didn't even trade up to that area. We definitely did not trade up to where I wanted to sell from. I thought GBP CPI was gonna be the one to push us to that higher entry. And if GBP had done that, then definitely I would have been looking for shorts on GBP USD instead, because I would have had a target at this week's low, right there on Monday. All the way from there, I would have looked for sells to there, right? And then I could obviously look for the sell side liquidity that's down there. But yeah, GBP would have been my entry if we had reached all the way up there, but we didn't. We're still here. And it even shows that we're weak, yeah, but we don't have. I guess maybe the news tomorrow could be the trigger for GBP to push lower, you know. Yeah, maybe the news on the pound tomorrow could be the one to push us lower. I don't know, but yeah, I'm following just that. I'm following the fact that this swing low is just been swept and not really been. Okay, wait, let me just mute that. All right. Yeah, the fact that we haven't closed below that swing low makes me think the market hasn't given us the intention to continue lower. When we look at euro, on the other hand, look at the swing low that was made just before CPI. It's over there. We got the market structure shift we needed already. It did not only push lower, but it even closed lower. So that made me take it as a solid market structure shift to the downside, and a change in the state of delivery all at the same time. And we have clear targets, equal lows and sell side liquidity, unswept lows. Look at that, low resistant liquidity run. We just had failure swings. We had no sweep of liquidity here. So yeah, if this is gonna end up being a market maker sell model, these are very clear areas that we can target right there. Accumulation, reaccumulation, reaccumulation, and expansion. Now we're gonna distribute, redistribution, and then maybe accumulate a little bit, then distribute, you know. So that's what I'm looking for. That's the only reason I chose EU, just because of structure, looking cleaner, looking sounder. But of course, both of them, I'm bearish on both, right? And both of them, I want to see the high of the week being CPI high. I don't want to see a new high being created this week. So that's my invalidation point, of course. But we will see. We'll see how the market plays out. Because at the end of the day, the market will do what it will do. It doesn't care about your stop loss levels and stuff. So yeah, that's what I think. I hope that was clear. I don't know if it is. Yeah, man, I'm also bullish now, of course. There's a proper shift in structure. And I'm looking at your trade. Remember a few days ago on DAX, you were showing me this trade. Did you manage to TP at the equal highs on the daily? Those equal highs there. This was your trade idea. I don't know if you took it and held it through, because this was dynamic. This was really nice. I didn't take it. I was already stretched out too thin. I had many trades on, and psychologically I wouldn't be able to handle holding another trade, you know, when already my account was not able to hold those ones. So yeah, did you take and ride through this move? Because this was beautiful. I didn't take it, I'm not gonna lie. So yesterday the news just TP'd once, creating a new all-time high. That's insane. That is insane. So on Nasdaq, let's start off with the. I took it out too soon. Oh, you got out. So you did take the trade, but you got out early. That's fine. At least you participated in it. NQ is weird. Completely inverse bullish FVG weekly, and I'm pushing high. Exactly. I don't know. I could almost say I put all my eggs in these cells. I really thought, even if we don't clear these lows and these lows, I thought the fact that we engineered liquidity right there on a Monday, that we were going to clear those lows during CPI. Then I expected us to immediately reverse, because if you guys remembered, I said I'm still watching was it the weekly or the monthly? No, it was on the 3. There was a higher time frame fair value gap that I'm looking for. I don't remember what time frame it was, but I know it was Nasdaq. I can't find it now. This is so weird. But yeah, there was a time frame gap that I was looking for, right? That I was aiming for. So I thought, even ES, look at this on ES, we have perfect equal lows. These lows and those lows are literally the same. I don't mean relatively the same, I mean literally perfectly equal lows. So I thought this gap was gonna push us down. I never ever expected that Monday would create the low of the week. Literally, this was a Monday creating the low of the week. What are the odds of that happening? It's very slim, especially on indices, especially on CPI week, you know. It rarely happens. It does happen, but it rarely happens. If you have the statistics, you'll be able to tell me the percentage of times, the number of times that it actually did that. And I know it'll be very low. So yeah, so right now I'm just bullish, I'm not gonna lie. If we, like for example on ES, if we come back down to this gap, I would look for buys. I would look for lower time frame confirmation, of course, to buy back up to that high, I guess. I think now we're going for the all-time high again. If you realize in history, every January, Feb, we seem to have an expansion to one direction, but most times, of course, it was higher. So let's see. Let's mark it out. We got a sweep there. That was our first sweep. And then went higher. We got our second sweep. Let's also mark that out. Should I just label both of them? So now we've basically gotten a change in the state of delivery already, all at the same time, which is crazy to think of. I don't know why that just dragged like crazy. So we got a change in the state of delivery. If we come retesting that, we could look for lower time frame. It'll be better if today just consolidates, you know, because yesterday was an expansion day, a big range day. If today consolidates or chops around, it'll be better for Friday, because when Friday comes back down into this fair value gap and order block that took liquidity, we could look for confirmations to buy this up, because we have failure swings here as well. 1, 2, 3 highs that were not cleared. No swing high was cleared on this daily chart, so yeah, we could look for this to retest and continue higher. I don't even know. I'm not gonna lie. It's I don't like the fact that we left equal lows behind. When are we coming for them? I have no idea. Nasdaq is crazy enough to just drop like insane. Like I wouldn't even be surprised if Friday comes and it does this last minute, and then everyone says they hate themselves, you know. So anything can happen. USD Swiss, you got a rejection yesterday off the daily time frame. We could see that buy side liquidity tag, relative equal highs. So we're just looking for a continuation play. From the daily, we go for the hourly for confirmation. And yeah, we got the same thing, the exact same thing we have on DXY and of course EU and GU. We got a CSD right there. Could use to buy it up. I didn't take USD Swiss, I'm not gonna lie to you, man. But I took Euro. Yeah, I took Euro. I didn't take USD Swiss. I took Euro. As I started the stream, I said that I took Euro and I'm aiming for the long run, just like USD Swiss. If I took this, I'll be aiming for that level there at 0.92446. So my entry would look something like that. I would either put it on the swing low or the beginning of these purple candles, right? The bullish ones. And then of course target that buy side, making it a 4.5 hour, similar to EU actually. Similar to EU. So that's cool. I'm not in it, but you can take it. I took it on EU. Same structure, just the opposite direction. See, same structure, just the opposite direction. Targeting equal lows first, then sell side, then of course 1.01 level. Those are my targets. Let's see, what is gold up to? I haven't checked gold. You guys think gold is going to sell to buy? I think gold might fall off first before pushing up. I don't know why I feel that way. Because this is too much of a rush. What if we do this? What if we do this, guys? Like, what if we do this? Just hear me out. Hear me out. 30 minutes rejection block. What do you guys think? What do you guys think? A quick scalp to that area where I wanted to buy. A quick 5-hour scalp. What do you guys think? So you're giving us some pips. What do you mean wild? Are you talking about the EU trade or are you talking about something else? What's wild? What you mean? You know, I'm looking at that Solana chart that I sent you guys in the morning. It's actually looking enticing, but I don't know where to trade the crypto. Yeah, I don't know where to trade crypto without issues. I normally traded crypto on Xnest because I traded Xnest, right? As my primary broker, I traded Xnest, and I do have crypto, but for some reason Solana is disabled right now. Do you guys traded Xnest and you have the same issue? Should I be having a different account type for that, or is there something else? Anyway, let's go through the analysis for Solana now. Solana, altcoins. Starting off with the weekly chart, we've been bullish. It's weird because I've had this on my chart for a long time. We tapped this other block, we pushed up, and what's this other block going to be called now? Actually, let's make this a little pop quiz session for you ICT traders. We have another block right here with a fair value gap. Price came down, tapped it, rejected away from it. On the way up, it created another order block. What is this order block called? It's a specific type of order block. I'm curious to know if you guys know what it's called. I'm gonna give you guys like 2 minutes to answer. All right, so it's called the proportion block because price usually reacts off of other blocks quick, right? So when we come and tap it the second time, we expect it to propulse, to push aggressively, to push really quickly away from the second one. So usually when price comes and taps the second order block that came off of a previous order block, we expect it to run quickly. So you can see we did that here before, but we had to come and sweep it one more time to push. So I'm really expecting that buy side liquidity to be next. I see that Rose in the chat said mitigation block. That's a different type of block, which I'm actually going to sketch out real quick. We normally have price that we have the 2022 model that I think everybody trades, where we get a liquidity sweep of a low, market structure shift, and then we look for an entry at the order block / fair value gap, sort of like a unicorn setup, right? Like where we have a sweeping liquidity over there, and then whatever market structure shift PDRA that we decide to enter with right there. That's our breaker bar, right? This candle that we have here is called a breaker. So a mitigation block is the same thing, but guess what the difference is? The difference is that we don't sweep those lows. So this low is actually kept. It's not swept. So this block that's made here is called a mitigation block right there. That block. And I can show you an example of one yesterday on gold. When we go down to the 1 hour chart, let's go all the way down here. Notice how we have a low that was made, right? A new high and then a higher low. So notice we did not take liquidity, we made a higher low. I used this mitigation block to enter my buys, the one that I sent on the group. That's a mitigation block. So you see how we low, high, higher low before breaking higher. So that's our mitigation block. That's exactly this structure. We failed to take a low. So that's a mitigation block, and there's a breaker bar. Right. Of course, it's called different things on different time frames. Like for example, the 4 hour it was just an order block. But yeah. So yeah, this is called a proportion block, but thank you for actually answering because nobody else said anything. I see Neil just said that he doesn't know. You don't know these terms, but you know what they are, man. You don't know the terms, but you know what it is. So yeah, I'm not gonna try this sell, by the way. That's just dumb. It's risky, but if you wanna try it, you can. Like to sell, then buy. I'm not gonna do it though. Anyway, so we're talking about the Solana thing, right? We got another block, proportion block created. Now we're getting a rejection away from this higher time frame PDRA. The higher time frame PDRA in this case is a weekly, right? So if we wanted a confirmation, we'll go on a 4 hour. 4 hour, that's where I get my confirmation. So on the 4 hour, we can clearly see that we got the change in the state of delivery already that we needed. We closed above this high, making it to be a market structure shift. this whole area, actually, let's highlight the whole area so we're not like really picky and stuff. This whole area can even be called an order block, it can be called a breaker, and whatever you might want to call it. So if and when price returns to this area, I'm looking to buy. But again, I don't know why my Xness account is no longer generating new data for Solana. It's literally just blank, like it says not tradable or trading disabled. So yeah, the chart from Bray that I said, I thought his name was Brady, but yeah, I guess it's Bray. The chart that I sent in the morning was it was him that pointed this out, so I'm also eyeing it. I'm looking at GJ here on the side, and also I'm seeing nice intraday trade GJ sells. Before I go to oil, I'll get to oil in a moment. I like that commodity, man. Oil is nice when no one else is looking at oil and it's not moving too much. You can make a lot of money that way. You can get very clean price action, but recently I haven't been able to catch anything. So on oil, I missed the Asia trade. I mean on GJ, not oil. I missed the Asia trade. It was so clean. It was a nice market maker sell model. I mean, look at this. On the daily, we tapped into this gap, right? Yesterday, we tapped into the gap. Then today, during Asia, I believe it was during Asia at least. I don't even know if it was today. Actually, it was on Tuesday, yeah. On Tuesday, we swept the highs right there. So we got a liquidity sweep. Typical 2022 model coupled with a market maker sell model, right? We got a sweep of the highs because sell side liquidity residing there. So that's our target. Now during Asia, this happened. We tapped into a premium gap over there. Premium gap, tapped it and rejected away from it. Not even Asia, that was at 9 a.m. So that was during CPI, and then Asia continued it right there. So I missed this, and now I am seeing this continuation to this new sell side liquidity that's made. That's the one I was talking about. So we have a 1 hour gap. If we have a 1 hour gap, a 1 hour high time frame PDRA, then of course, you know, our trading time frame will be the 5 minutes, right? So on the 5 minutes, we could see price return to this order block slash fair value gap combination. We will find out if it's gonna be a fair value gap in the next 2 minutes, and then yeah, we could look for continuation from here to the new sell side that was made today during the Asia session as well, right before midnight. So right now, wherever midnight is, we're in premium of the day, I assume, I hope. Yeah, midnight is somewhere here. So we went up to premium, failed to take that high. We failed to take the 130 high. Actually, let's check EJ to see if we have SMT. Yeah, see, we have SMT because EJ proudly took that high. So if GJ will in fact keep this intact, then this could be a nice sell. So we got SMT. It's just a sell for the session, man. Like, I mean, how often do you see me on the 5 minutes chart? I'm fine with the 1 hour. This is just me saying this looks really interesting. Entry at that. If it gives it looks like it's already running away, but if it gives it, this is a nice scalp. You see, 3R even. So you can squeeze a 3R like that if it can give it to us. If it runs, I guess that's it. Crypto can be traded on Xness. Yeah, it can. I trade Bitcoin on Xness and Ethereum, and I used to trade Solana as well. But right now, if you go on there and try to add Solana, you'll see it's written trading disabled. So I don't know what's up with that. I don't know why it's showing trading disabled. This looks like one of those trades that I should have taken as a breakout trader, you know? Like, when it broke out that swing low, I should have just entered. But let's see. I'm actually willing to give this a try. I'm opening up my trading view. Let us see. I know you guys can see my chart, my trading view right now. Of course not, but I am opening it. second. What am I adding again? GJ. Alright. Okay. I'm coming back to oil, by the way, Neil. I'll be back there soon. I just want to quickly see if I can take this scalp. It's a very lower time frame scalp idea, but you know, it's worth trying. It's just IRL to ERL basically from the 1 hour. It's IRL to ERL from the 1 hour time frame, and then find an entry on the confirmation time frame, which is the 30 minutes, and aiming for a solid 3R or 2.5R if you just want to aim for that sell side liquidity, which is still fine. I feel like that's a good day for anybody. I'm not gonna risk a lot. Alright, so I'll just sort out a few things on the GJ thing. I obviously did not enter the sell. I didn't set a sell stop. So I didn't sell the breakout. But I would like to see if price how, let me put it this way. I have a pending order, right, for a sell limit. If price does retrace and give me this entry, I'll take it. I mean, I wouldn't risk the whole basket, but I'll take this. But if it does clear the sell side, I'll delete the order, and so be it. That was it, right? That would be it. So it's as simple as that. Nothing complicated. I'm not gonna force it. I'm not gonna rush it or whatever. I'll just leave it to do its thing. Euro, on the other hand, as we said, already swept a high yesterday as we transitioned into Asia. After Asia, right now during New York, we've taken that high once more. So I think after this, we're just gonna fall off from here. Maybe one more sweep of liquidity. I have no idea. I don't really know these things, right? No one knows the future. I have no idea, but I'm expecting this to be the high of the day. I just want to see strong displacements down now, which means strong rejections upwards on DXY. So I hope no one is taking exotics. My guy, we don't need exotics to make money. That thing is just torture. Honestly, it's just unnecessary pain. But yeah, I'm in on EU sales, low probability, only risking 0.5%. Of course, that's fine. I'm not even trading prop right now, believe it or not. Trading personal. But yeah, EU sales, they look good to me. But the thing is, I'm not scalping an intraday position on EU, you know. So I'm sort of, should I say, I'm holding the entire weekly range, even though it's a Thursday. Even though it's a Thursday, I'm still holding through the entire range. It's not even the entire weekly range, because this could span out in the rest of the month or even a few weeks. Who knows? Could go beyond that. This is my position. 1.1 level. Hoping that that's the high now. But we'll see when the news comes out during New York. We can't really say anything with like a great deal of certainty right now, you know. So yeah, but I am also in on EU. NU is playing out. Yeah, the dollar majors should be doing their thing, but I saw that NZD was also weak after being so strong. I don't know why it was so strong for some time, but it was strong, then Asia dropped it. So yeah, it was strong, like as in it pushed all the way up there during Asia, then we dropped off. So I'm expecting this to be fair value gap 1, fair value gap 2, which we tapped there during Asia as we went to London. So I'm expecting a continuation lower now. It's not the cleanest, but yeah, like I mean, out of all these structures, there's a reason I chose EU. EU didn't show this bullish sign in the beginning before retracing down. EU closed well below CPI's low, while the rest are either shallow closing or sweeping and not even closing below the swing low at all, CPI low. So that's the issue that I had with all the other dollar majors, right? So we have even AUD USD, the Aussie. That CPI pushed up, came down, came up, made near equal highs. I think we even swept the high. I don't even know, we didn't sweep the high, but near equal highs, and then rejected hard. Even the rejection, the hard rejection, only came back all the way to CPI's low. So what's the point? You know, we didn't really break the low or anything. So I found them to be a little bit too ugly for my liking. I didn't like it until maybe we have a proper displacement down, a closure, retracement, then continuation. I don't mind catching a pullback. I don't have to catch the reversal of every move, right? I don't mind leaving things to run, then catch it when it pulls back for a continuation. I think that's also better psychologically. You don't always have to catch the top. You don't always have to have that high risk-reward ratio. I don't know what people say out there on social media, but definitely not the way to go, in my opinion. I have tried both. I've tried high risk-reward ratios, and I've tried high win rate. I've tried all these extreme positives and stuff, or extreme negatives even sometimes. And at the end of the day, it doesn't matter. You could literally flip a coin and still take a loss or take a win. What does the coin have to do with any of your technical skills? No, nothing. So yeah, at the end of the day, it's you as a trader. How much can you manage a trade? How much can you manage yourself? How much can you contain yourself, you know, in a trade, and manage your money, not just the risk, but your money. So treat it as a business. I know everybody says that, but literally treat it as a business. Every cent you send out there, treat them as like a soldier, you know. That $1 that you're risking, that $10 you're risking, that $10,000 you're risking. That's a soldier out there. Would you want the soldier to be injured? Would you want the soldier to die? Would you want your entire fleet to be dead? Of course not, you know. So take it easy. Make sure that the soldier returns victorious. If it doesn't return victorious, you don't lose your entire fleet from one trade or one war, one battle. Just take it easy. There's no need to rush in this 2025. We're here to make money, not to gamble and waste all the effort that our parents made possible for us. That's just my opinion. I see gold on the side here is taking a new high of week and high of day, so that's cool. Let's switch over to it. See why I said that sell would have been stupid? I want to buy, but I'm not gonna try and force a sell to buy. I would definitely wait. I would rather wait, let's say, than that we've taken the high. If we come and take the low, then I would look for the buys back up from this gray line. I could do that, but I can't sell to buy. I wouldn't do that. Alright, so I see that there's 6 of you watching right now. I don't know how many of you are actually here and how many are not. But the problem with that is that I'm only seeing 4 likes on the stream. So what's up with that, guys? Like, let's balance things out, you know. Leave some likes. Subscribe, of course, if you haven't already. I feel like most of you here have already subscribed to the channel, but if you haven't already, just you know, tickle that subscribe button. It's free. You don't pay anything. Yeah. Then of course, if you like what I'm sharing, if I'm bringing value to you in any way, just let me know. I'd like to know. I see here, but on my DM, not really on the stream. It's on a DM on my WhatsApp message that Luyanda is enjoying the stream. You know, just by tuning in, that's good enough for me. That's honestly good enough for me. So I appreciate it. Yeah, thank you for joining the stream. Thank you for liking the stream. I appreciate you guys. Thank you for keeping me company in this weird, lonely world of trading. You know, it's not really the most exciting place to be, but yeah, it's cool. It's cool that you guys are here. So yeah, let me continue. So with Neil, I don't know if you're fine with me calling you Neil because you called your name Cloudy B Trader. I don't even know what's up with that. What is that? What does the B mean? What is Cloudy B? Is that something I'm allowed to ask? What's Cloudy B? But yeah, exotics are not like really in my radar right now, and I don't think it's in a lot of people's radar. I think we just kind of left it because it's not. The only time exotics or cross pairs are interesting is when the dollar is messing around. You know, when the dollar is too choppy or consolidative, that's when you find me going to like GBP CAD, Euro CAD. I rarely touch the Swiss. I rarely touch the yen. But you know, sometimes JPY pairs actually look good, and then other times I don't know. Other times they just I don't know. JPY is a risk for me. I prefer trading like the CAD crosses. I prefer trading like the NZD crosses, the AUD crosses, you know. But trading JPY, yeah, I leave it for later. I leave it when I don't have options. What do you mean? Don't worry about it. This guy, I don't know. You have all these funny names on all these platforms, man. I have questions all the time and I just kind of leave it be. But yeah, need to be investigated, my guy. Need to be investigated. Anyway, let's go check out your oil. But let's go check out your oil. But I remember last I saw oil was just bullish. Oil didn't even react to yesterday's CPI news release. It just chilled out and continued doing what it was doing. Oh yeah, something interesting I saw yesterday on oil. It was an intraday position though. It was like intra-session even, not just intraday. So at the time, right, we had this buy side liquidity just chilling here. Actually, I think we had already taken it. Why is my thing like this? Why is my chart looking funny? I think it's one of these settings, the settlement or something like that. I don't even know what's going on. Okay, yeah, I don't know. Both of my things were off there, but I'll leave it on in a moment. I'll switch it back on in a moment. But yeah, we had already taken that high, but we're still bullish. This is clearly extremely bullish, right? We even have that buy side there. But let me just switch this on and put my line. The reason I leave it on is because I want to see when the contract is adjusted and when the settlement is done overnight to be added into the whole calculation and stuff. So for now I'm just gonna delete all of these and then we're gonna zoom in. So I knew we were bullish, I knew we were gonna keep pushing higher, but I was watching it from the 1 hour perspective, right? On the 1 hour yesterday, before CPI, before the news and everything, we had this buy side liquidity residing there. We had this gap. We had this gap over here. And we got something very interesting. A sweep of liquidity. At this point, I was not convinced. That's why I didn't even share it with you guys. We got this sweep of liquidity there, right? And I was thinking, well, what if this is not a sweep? We have this CB here that could still push us down. But I was bullish, you know? So I said I'm just gonna monitor it from the 5 minutes. I went down on the 5 minutes chart, you know, keeping in mind that that's the target up there. There's a supposed liquidity sweep. Maybe let's just say this. I needed 2 conditions to be met. I needed to see bearish PDR rates getting disrespected, and I needed to see bullish ones getting re-respected, right? So we have like all these other blocks here, for example. Pull them out in time. Add this one, pull it out in time. And we got exactly that. Look here, we got a new fair value gap, reject, new fair value gap, reject. Every time we pushed down, we just pushed up the next candle. Look at what I meant by literally CPI did nothing. There's 8:30 right there. There's 25 and there's 8:30. It literally did nothing, as if like there was no news. So after the news and after the markets opened there at 9:20, this could have been a good place to buy. Even if you didn't buy here, when price came back down here, you could still have bought to this high. So in other words, we still did complete the market maker buy model, but I just didn't take any of it, and this could have profited me nicely, especially with that with the news not affecting oil too much. I think oil gets mostly affected by CAD news, if I'm not mistaken. So yeah, right now what do I see? Higher prices, man. I see higher prices. Then maybe on Friday we could get a retracement, but for now I just see higher prices. I see higher prices, like for example on the daily, we still have that buy side there waiting for us. So if today ends up being a choppy day, we could buy from this gap to take it up. Obviously look for lower time frame confirmations and entries. Otherwise, just buy from the gap. I mean from the order block, not the gap. Buy from this area. If we return there today, we could look for buys. Take it high to that buy side liquidity. It's not something that I would hold for too long though, because you know, we could get a weekly gap, for example, and we could retrace anytime to any of these gaps. I mean, look at it, just look at the chart. We could retrace to this BC anytime, so a retracement is due at any moment to continue higher. But I mean, very bullish on this right now. Yes, Bo, one pair is enough to become profitable. Exactly, one pair is enough. You don't have to stress. One of those easy pairs is gold, in my opinion, because gold moves every session, moves every day. It doesn't even care whether there is a bank holiday or not. It just moves. So I think one of those pairs gold, and gold works a lot with most strategies. If you're a liquidity trader, it's there. Malaysian SNR, it's there. If you're someone that trades ICT or SMC, it's there. Even in the most choppiest conditions of gold, right, you could still find lower time frame scalps. Let's say, for example, this rejection block right here, right? Look at that. We tapped it and we rejected away from it so nicely. You could just target this gap and that's your scalp. That's your trade for the day. You're done. You know, so gold has that tendency to give you nice high risk reward ratio and nice reactions. And of course, as always, you can get multiple entries on gold. Sometimes Nasdaq or the majors could just chill out and not really do anything. So yeah, I can't really suggest much on the other pairs, but gold is one of the few that I know would move regardless. Yeah, and you don't need to stress yourself watching so many pairs all at the same time. Honestly, you don't need to stress yourself with everything. Just need one very clean pair. And even on days that it doesn't give you setups, even on weeks that it doesn't give you setups, you don't need to stress yourself. You can just not trade. You know, you don't have to trade every day. It's not a rule that's set to trade every day to be profitable. Yes, you have to watch the chart every day to get very comfortable with price action, to get in tune with price action. Yes, that one I can for sure advise, recommend, suggest, and agree with anyone. Just go on your charts every day, journal every day, study every day, but it doesn't mean you should trade every day. It really does not mean you should trade every day. So yeah, I would say for sure go and study every day, but no, there's no need to trade every day. But that's just my opinion, of course. Some people feel better when they trade every day. Yeah, EU works great for you. Exactly, EU is nice, especially the fact that it's active during the sessions where most people are active, right? During London and New York. Like, EU can literally retire me. I'm fine if someone says only trade EU. I'm perfectly fine with it. I understand, of course, that there are sessions, there are days, and there are seasons where EU just sucks. Like, literally, last year, for example, I remember it was somewhere during the middle of the year, where EU was literally doing nothing for 4 weeks, 5 weeks. It was just consolidating. Like, you could only find trades on the 1 minute, 3 minutes, and 5 minutes. If you were not in tune, you were not in tune. So yeah, that's how EU was for a very long time. But that's true for most pairs. Like, there are times where it does nothing. You know, there are times where it doesn't move as much as you wanted it to move. There are times where you get like 300 pips in one day. Like, the opening is enough to make a scalper proper monies, you know, just the opening alone. And then there are days where getting 25 pips is a blessing. You know, so yeah, EU works great for a lot of people, not even GUs like that. For some people literally live off of EU. One person that I know, one of the few people that I actually follow that's the same, is Max. I think it's from the Netherlands. Max AO. Let me see if I can pull up his thing. Max AO. I like his aesthetics as well. How do I share my screen? I don't like sharing the full screen, you know. But let's try. I think I can just share there. That's Max. GU is still volatile. Yeah, GU is like the YM of the indices. GU literally is like YM of the indices. Or if you're looking at Nasdaq and ES, right? ES is usually the calm one, the gentle one, when you go over to Nasdaq, you just see chaos. Like literally, you don't like. Oh no. Yeah, when you're comparing Nasdaq and ES, Nasdaq is crazy. So if you're looking at EU and GU as a currency, then you should look at Nasdaq and ES as stock index futures. So yeah, this is Max AO. He only trades EU, which is cool. He has his whole paid mentorship thing going on and stuff. I didn't join any of it, but I like his aesthetics. You know, I like how he teaches. He's a very calm guy. You wouldn't learn much from him, I'm not gonna lie. I just like chilling with him when he's live sometimes, you know, just listening to the guy and stuff. He was in South Africa yesterday. I mean, not yesterday, last year. I don't know if he's still here though. And then, even speaking of South Africa, I think what's his name? Kane and what's the other guy's name? T-Trades. Kane and T-Trades they're both here in South Africa as well. But they've been here for some time now. They've been here for like, I think 3 weeks now, 2 weeks. I mean, look at that. Oh, it looks like they made a vlog maybe? Or they're making one. Yeah, they're making one. Yeah, they're making a video. So yeah, they're in Cape Town right now, enjoying themselves. But yeah, well, what were we talking about before I get too distracted? Decided to trade only EU this year. Wait, is that a decision you're making, or you've decided already, like to tell yourself, you know what, I'm gonna lock in and only trade EU no matter what? Is that like a decision you've made already, or you're still trying to decide? Which is it? Because if you're deciding already to stay on EU, then that's cool. That's a real dedication. I wish I could do that. I tried with gold before to dedicate myself to just one pair, but I haven't gotten to that point yet where I can just dedicate myself to one pair. I have too much free time. I think that's my, should I say, excuse, that I just have way too much free time. Like right now I don't have like school to attend, I don't have a job to go to yet. So because of that extreme like free time, it makes me just want to check out other things, right? It makes me want to look at other pairs. I could be seeing a nice clean opportunity here. Instead of waiting for weeks for a trade idea, right? I could just take this trade that's here right now. So when I do get busy, which will happen eventually, right? When I get occupied with so many things, I'm gonna have to dial in on 1 or 2 pairs for sure. Like, what made me make the money that I've made from these markets was literally trading ES. I was trading US 500 because I was trading CFDs, right? So I made my first real money trading US 500. Even though the spreads were crazy, even though it was a very small account. I think I've told the story before, but at the time I funded like 500 rands, 500 South African rands, which translated to about $30. And in a matter of 3 weeks of gradually but exponentially growing that money, trading only ES during the silver bullet only, no other sessions, no other trades, no other kill zones, no other nothing, just literally trading the 10 to 11 a.m. silver bullet hour. I was able to grow that $30 account to $7,000 account in 3 weeks. I will not forget that day, I will not forget that statement, I will not forget that transaction. So when I got that money in my bank account, because it was a Friday that it reached to 6,000 something, and then I withdrew the money by the end of the day, so I got it in my bank account on a Saturday the next day. When I got that money, I knew that I wasn't going back anymore. I was going to really dial down on these markets and I was going to make it work. So yeah, yeah, that's my little story. I actually feel like I haven't told anybody that. I haven't told it yet on the live streams, but those that are close to me know. So yeah, that was the day and the time that I decided that this was for me. These markets, this is what I wanted. Yeah. So I made that first $7,000. Because I'm in South Africa, I withdrew it in South African rands, and the money was even better. So I really knew from that point that I was not going back. If I could make this amount of money in a choppy market, by the way, because this was the last 2 years or last year, I'm not sure. I think it was last year, May. It was a very choppy month, a very choppy period. I still managed to make that because I was following a very mechanical system. I waited for a session sweep, shift, entry. That was it. Shift, entry. That was it. A fixed 5 points or 5 handles stop loss like ICT taught us, and I was targeting 5 handles as well. And then of course I would hold the rest of my partials to the final target. But the 5 handles was what was making me the money. It wasn't the rest that I held. The rest, if I hold a trade like this, for example, right, and I take my partials here, for example, or this sell side, for example, right, this sell side here, the money that I make here, assuming it's $10, would be equivalent to the rest of this hold to the downside, another $10. So most of my money was made in those 5 handles that I was just grabbing, because that's what ICT taught us, right? ICT kept on saying 5 handles is all you need on ES. 5 handles is all you need on ES. I didn't even have ES. I was just trading. I was trading with this. That's why even till now, you guys will still see this on my chart, on my watch list, to remind me of my beginnings, you know? Right there, where you see US 500.F. That's the futures for US 500 by Black Bull. They had the most accurate numbers, because if you guys remember back then, ICT would say something like, I'm watching the fair value gap at 3 a.m. at the 5990 level on NASDAQ, on ES. So I'm like, 5990, I don't know where that is. When I open my US 500 chart, it's not even the same. I have to try and gauge, and I wasn't paying for trading views, so I wasn't getting live data, right? So I was like, okay, what the heck is this guy saying? Until I eventually came across this. I even got this recommendation from Dodgy Dungeon. What's his name? Dodgy DD. Adam. And Dodgy, yeah. I got it from Dodgy. He said, if you guys are not able to afford the live data for the indices, try and get this one, US 500F and US Tech F. So yeah, but I was trading with this. I didn't even use US Tech at all. So I was able to now follow ICT whenever he was pointing out certain fair value gaps or certain levels. And yeah, those were my beginnings. That's literally how I started. I was trading this. With the spreads being as wide as they were and everything being all over the place. So having made that amount of money in the time that I made it made me realize that I'm not going back anymore. So yeah, that's how we got here. I know that's a weird sidetrack. No one really asked about that, but that's how I got here. So I was expanding on your point on PO3 trader. I guess that's also SM. Yeah, I was expanding on your point that one pair is enough. One pair is enough. This was mine. This was mine. And yeah, EU and NAS, that's cool. Fire. What do you mean fire? Oh, it's talking about the growth. The origins of JDES. Yeah, those are the origins. That was the time I decided to start the channel. So I started the channel saying I'm going to document my journey, because ICT kept on talking about journaling. He kept on talking about how you're going to grow when you backtest and journal. I knew and I saw that I was taking too many decisions in a short space of time for me to journal, because I even had an Excel sheet where I was calculating my lot size, Like literally, I had everything set nicely. I had it. I had an Excel sheet that was calculating the lot size based on the prop firm that I was with. I mean, not prop, based on the broker that I was with. Let me share that now, actually, on my screen. I don't know how it's gonna show for you guys. Let me do this. It's a very simple but effective Excel sheet. It worked for me, so you know, this was it. This was literally it. I had to put, like, let's say, I don't know how I did it, but I had to put the amount that I wanted to, that was in my trading account at the time, and then I'll put I'll put the balance. It will tell me how much to risk, how many lot size to enter, because these were micros, by the way. This was an ultra micro account. It will calculate the lot size for me, give me how much I would lose, and then maximum loss I could lose in a month, and I would be able to tell myself if I can stomach that or not, because I gave myself, I think, 20 trades before I could blow the account. Something like that. This was not clear. This worked for me. This was for me, right? It wasn't for anybody else. So yeah, I kept on adjusting. Like, okay, this is how much I should risk now. This is the lot size. This is the exact level. Like, I had to add, I don't know who's spamming on the heart there, but thank you. And then, yeah, I had to keep on adjusting on the spreads and stuff. Say, for example, I was here on the 1 minute. Let me share the screen again. Let's go back to the chart. I was here on the 1 minute, right? Obviously, the spreads are not like this. Let me enable the spreads for this broker. You see how wide this one is. It's not even the broker that I was using. I was using some shady South African broker that you'd have to pray and hope that you get your money when you're withdrawing. You know, those type of brokers. But I was surprised because they paid out so quick and they paid out the next day. It was not even something that took time. How do you get the spreads again? Yeah, there, the bid and ask. So yeah, the spreads would look something like this, right? So if I wanted to sell this, CB right there, I'd have to calculate, like, okay, look, it's exactly 0. What difference. I'd have to actually put my entry here somewhere, and then the stop loss is supposed to be that high, but then I'll have to add spread, so it'll be like there, and then I'd hope that the spreads tag me in. All those funny things, you know, trading all of these, like, you know, all these things. So this was how I was doing it, just to take my 5 handles and bounce. Now 5 handles feel like nothing. Firstly, because of how expensive we are in price, right? Like, I mean, we're literally at $6,000 per share, per thingy you get. But yeah, 5 handles back then was so hard. It was so hard. Now it's just nothing. Now it's just moving all over the place. For example, we're at 6,009, right? 5 handles going up would be 6,015, somewhere there. It would be this buy side liquidity there. If you wanted 5 handles and you're buying from current price, you know, this is nothing. This can happen now, but then back then I had to wait for my 5 handles and I had to celebrate my 5 handles. But yeah, it was cool. It was cool. So having seen that $7,000 come into my account as, I think it was 140,000 rands or something, knowing that I could pay off all my debt. I paid off my entire school debt. I paid off everything I was owing anyone and anywhere. And then I had some in savings, and then I funded again. I funded my Xness account, you know, a more reliable broker. I think with like £2,000 at the time, so it was like 20,000 rands, and I still had extra to do my things. It bought me the freedom that I imagined. So you can imagine having studied ICT for, I don't know, for 6 months, and I mentioned, I don't know if you guys remember, but I mentioned that I'm very free, right? I don't have like obligations to go to. I don't have things. So I had all the time. I literally went through the entirety of the core content series, the 2022 model, the sniper series, the IPTA, all of it. I went through all of it. I just didn't go through the psychological videos, but I went through everything else technical under a span of 6 months. I told myself I'm going to keep on practicing this. I told myself I was gonna double down until I get it. I either get this right or I don't. Like, that's it. Like, there was nothing to fall back to, you know. So yeah, I doubled down on it and it paid off. It paid off handsomely. Not many traders now can even say that they're getting payouts of $7,000 in 3 weeks with props, and I managed to pull that off with my personal account. That was barely $30. So growing 30 to 7,000 almost sounds like a clickbait video. Literally, it sounds like a clickbait video. But if I could still find my statements, I would have shown you. One person that I know that's here that knows is the Neil, the guy that calls himself Cloudy B Trader. He knows. He saw the progress. I kept on sending him screenshots of my P&L every day, every week. I kept on telling him, this week I'm aiming for this amount. This week I'm aiming for this amount. And I'll get it. Sometimes I'll pass it, you know. It was a journey. It wasn't an easy one. It was indeed the journey. And here we are now. A whole year later, probably 2 years now. I don't know how long it's been since I started ICT stuff, but yeah, some time has passed now. And I've only gotten better in my technical analysis. I've gotten better in my, in my trading. I've gotten better. I can say for sure I've gotten better. I just, okay, so GJ decided to use the fair value gap on the 15. I was looking at that on my other screen, and I was wondering if I was gonna use it or not. But yeah, again, as I told you guys, if it runs, it's so be it. I'm not gonna chase price, but if it gives me that, I'm gonna take it. So yeah, that was the motivation to keep me going. I don't know how I got to that point, but that's all I have for now. So yeah, let's take a little bit of a break. I need to drink some water. I need to rest. Then I'll get back. I'll be back in 5. right, so yeah, I think that's all for now. I'm gonna wait for a few minutes, or probably cut the stream off in about 15 minutes. But then for now, let me go over everything, what I'm expecting, and yeah, let me go over everything. Let me go over everything quickly before we cut the stream. So this is the second one. Alright, so on GJ, I'm still waiting for this. If it doesn't give me this, as I said, I'm just gonna leave it be, right? But of course, on the 15, it's of course on the 15 it's already rejecting and pushing lower. Not really a big deal. This was just like a trade that I saw last minute, right? So not putting my mind to it. And then GBP, we mentioned that at 2 a.m. this was all the price action for the GDP release, the red folder news event that we had. So it didn't really do much, right? This week didn't do much, just came down, pushed up, that was it. Didn't really do anything too exciting in my opinion, at least. It's still the weaker one, as we've pointed out, because it didn't even take out those equal highs, but it doesn't close below this. So structure wise, I chose to stick to EU. With EU, I say to you guys, I'm gonna sell that order block, but I'm in it for the long run, right? So I have a wide stop loss, basically a CPI high. I decided to pick this, the first candle that created this first fair value gap, right? So I picked the rejection block as my stop loss instead. And I'm not targeting just these equal lows. I'm not targeting yesterday's low. I'm targeting 1.01 psychological level right there. Yeah, but of course I'm going to BE at some point. I'm gonna probably BE when we get to this other block after clearing the lows. Some of my stops to break even. And then yeah, I chose why I did not choose AUD and NZD because of this nasty price action. Created equal highs, came down, did not even take CPI's low, definitely did not close below CPI's low. NZD, better price action, came up again, but did not come as close as AUD did. And we came and respected this fair value gap, and now respecting the second one. So if I was awake during Asia, I would have taken this second one, and I would have had a better stop loss, because I wouldn't be putting my stop loss at the high of week or the possible high of week, right? For a better risk reward ratio, I could literally go all the way to 7R. Even though this is also sell liquidity, I believe we have higher time frames. Targets. To me, I'll be so surprised if this is the all-time low on NZD USD. But yeah, so I'm bearish on the foreign currencies and I'm bullish on the dollar. We still have the chance of dollar sweeping one more low, even though it already swept this low right there. Swept the low. It could come again, I don't know, but I'm expecting higher prices regardless of what dollar does. So we'll see during New York. Yeah, on the index futures, I don't see anything. I see higher prices, but I feel like I'll skip today. If I see anything enticing, I'm gonna share with you guys, of course, in the WhatsApp group. I mean, not WhatsApp, in the Telegram channel. I'll share it on the Telegram channel if I see anything interesting on the indices. But right now, I don't see anything, to be honest. I actually don't see anything. I would say higher prices from this inverted gap on ES, but that's all. I don't really see much. On gold, the final one, I said I wanted to buy from this exact level. This exact level comes from the 1 hour. It's a failed rejection block, right? So notice we had a rejection block there. We failed to respect it. I'm hoping that we come back to it. It's also a discounted fair value gap, this gap here in this area. So I'm expecting that we come down, take liquidity. We've taken out the high. Actually, we've taken out the low, we've taken out the high. So I want price to come down first, come back here, then we can continue higher. But at the same time, that area is the daily order block right there. So you see how we haven't tagged it yet? We're probably gonna tag it tomorrow or during the news. Again, another possibility is that the news could just push up without retracement. That's another possibility to consider. But yeah, I am definitely bullish on gold. I've been bullish from here. I actually wanted to see a rejection off of this order block, but we went way deeper than I expected and I got stopped out. But that was last week, so here we are this week continuing the trend. So yeah, I'm still bullish on gold. I don't know if there's anything else. If there's nothing else, which I assume there isn't, then yeah, let's end the stream here. Probably see you guys during New York. If I don't see you during New York, I'll be posting on the telegrams. Yeah, so for now, yeah, stay safe guys. Good luck, and as always, good trading. I'm gonna leave the stream to run for a few more minutes, for 5 minutes or so, before I log out. But yeah, thank you guys for tuning in. Like the stream on your way out if you haven't liked it already, and I will see you soon.